You see, moron Mumdummy, he's the kind of guy who thinks that FIFA is more important than celebrating the 250th anniversary of America in Times Square. If he was celebrating Ramadan, then that would be perfectly okay. But you can't celebrate the 250th anniversary of America in Times Square anymore. I can't believe once again we have to talk about moron Mumdummy or zero Mumdummy, whatever you want to call this bastard who claims to be mayor of New York City, who has now turned it into New Yorkistan. And here's exactly why. You see, apparently the bastard will not allow a public celebration in Times Square of the 250th birthday of America come summertime. And the reason why is probably because it has something to do with, well, just dumb shit that doesn't make any sense at all. And apparently it's okay to go to Times Square on New Year's Eve to watch that ball drop, but not if you're celebrating patriotism. Nope, you can't do it. You cannot celebrate America's birthday at all. No, just not at all. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. Of course, I am the Robozoid. You're semi-likable and feeling the intolerance for this bastard moron Mumdummy who hates America that much that he won't even allow Americans to celebrate the 250th birthday in a public place like Times Square.
Friday marks Mayor Zoran Mamdani's 100th day in office, and a new mayor's poll is revealing how New Yorkers think he's doing.
News 4's Melissa Russo dives into the numbers.
I will always leave the grades to New Yorkers themselves.
It's that time, almost 100 days in, when new mayors face their first job approval ratings.
It's very frightening right now.
I like him. I like his smile. I think he's got good energy.
According
You're
to
a sucker.
last poll, 48% of New Yorkers approve of Mayor Mamdani's job performance.
Stupid
30%
bastards.
disapprove, 23% are unsure.
I think it's a good start, given that he's net positive by 18 points. That's good.
Mamdani's 48% approval rating is lower than that of Mayor Eric Adams, who had 61% at the same point in his term. Mayor Bill de Blasio had 49%.
Other sources have already talked about this before, and of course that is that, well, you got this imbecile, moron Mumdummy, who of course is canceling the Times Square ball drop for America's 250th birthday, and unfortunately that'll no longer be made public, all because of this obviously treacherous imbecile who never should have been mayor of New York City at all. Okay, so you saw the approval ratings, you saw the polls of the last three mayors, of course, Mumdummy included. Who was the lowest rated here at 48%, where you actually had the previous mayor, Eric Adams, who actually had an approval rating of 61%. Yes, really, the highest, actually, of the last two. And, of course, you had, before that, Bill de Blasio, who isn't even really Italian at all. Well, his approval rating was just a tad higher than Mumdummy's, and that was 49. So you can clearly see that moron Mumdummy is the least popular mayor that New York City has ever had. And you know what? The public are sick of this bastard. They're rising up against him, and they're saying, fuck you, we're going to celebrate America's bicentennial, half-century bicentennial, whatever, if we want to, and we should be allowed to. And you know what? As New Yorkers, they should have the right to be able to celebrate their country.
A ball drop is planned to celebrate America's 250th birthday. But thanks to Mayor Mamdani's emergency order denying permits during the World Cup, the public isn't invited to attend.
Say what?
So our famous communist won't allow people to come up and see and celebrate 250th years for the U.S.? He needs to go.
Is this America? Is this really New York? Where we at?
I think that's really sad.
Yeah, I think that's very silly.
Oh. You'd imagine it should be allowed.
It's something we're celebrating, right? So it's supposed to be open for people to come in.
New Year's Eve, everybody's out here allowed to be here, so why can't it be then?
We have to, live our lives. Can't be afraid.
I should probably articulate that I'm a Canadian. That would never happen in Canada.
The public should be allowed to go.
I think that should be something that
Well, you can kill yourself in Canada legally.
That's a big milestone in our nation's
and get
history.
paid for it.
Because I was kind of excited to come down here for that, but you know, I'm not buying a ticket.
It's ridiculous. Absurd. Get out of here.
But of course, as mentioned before, the reason why Moron Mumdummy is not allowing this is only because it's America's celebration. 250th birthday. 1776, baby. And you know what? I'm a bicentennial baby myself. I was born in 1976. So, there you have it. I was born right smack dab in the heart of America's bicentennial, which now, of course, we're not even allowed to celebrate, or at least New Yorkers are not allowed to celebrate because of this communist who claims to be mayor, this communist bastard who never should have been elected to begin with. I mean, Curtis Sliwa could have been mayor, he should have been, but he didn't run an effective enough campaign. And even if you don't like, even if you didn't like Cuomo, and God knows I didn't like him, and of course he was a terrible governor, but he really should be mayor of New York City right now, not Mumdummy, because at least you can say that both Sliwa and, of course, Cuomo would allow a 250th anniversary celebration of America in Times Square, whereas this obvious communist does not allow it. And that, frankly, pisses me off. And I wanted to play this one clip that we didn't get to earlier today, and I'm going to play it right now. And, of course, it's all about how Mumdummy is doing nothing more than stealing and robbing white taxpayers blind, the ones that he demanded come back to New York, only so that he could tax the living shit out of them and probably tax them to the poorhouse, where they would end up with nothing. Take a look at this.
Being in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world,
that used to be
see
true.
An exodus of working and middle-class New Yorkers. So I don't have a hesitation in asking those who make the most amount of money in the city or the most profits in the city to pay a little bit more so that everyone can actually stay in this city. It's also
people have no hesitation to impeaching your ass
or the ability for working class people to live here. It is also actually about ensuring that corporations can continue to attract the top talent to this city. Because in a city where childcare costs
New York needs a recall election.
I've heard from corporate leaders about how difficult it is for them to attract individuals who would work at their companies but want to raise a family.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
So congratulations, New York City. Congratulations. You've turned yourself into New Yorkistan. You voted for this and you get what you pay for. So no one's going to throw a pity party for you. I mean, you voted for this communist bastard and you should have known what you were getting into in the first place. But you didn't understand, did you? You didn't know how dangerous Zero Mumdummy would actually be as your mayor. I mean, you saw the polls for yourself. He's not very popular. He's not well liked. He's definitely not well respected. He is just another CJ. You know, a word I can't really say on YouTube, but I suppose I can whisper it into the mic. I could probably say that he's a camel jockey. So there you have it. He's not very popular. He's not well liked. Nobody realistically voted for this guy. And if he's turning New York into New Yorkistan, into the third world hellhole that he wants it to be, like the rest of America, just consider that for yourselves. This, of course, has been the Robazoid, and I'll see you in another video very soon. I wanted to talk, of course, about the, I hope it's a success, the successful landing and safe return of our astronauts as they return to Earth from the Artemis II. Until then, this has been the Robazoid saying, be here or be nowhere else.